Does staying consistent with your content creation seem like a constant struggle? If that's you, then stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips to make this whole content creation process easy like it should be. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ovi and this channel is dedicated to helping you create a purpose-led business and the life that you love. So if you're excited to learn the 5 tips that can help you make this whole content creation purpose fun and enjoyable and easy, then give this video a like and make sure you stay till the end because I have a bonus tip for you on expanding your visibility. So my first tip for you is to find your primary medium for your content that works best for you and fully lean into that. So when I talk about mediums, there are 4 primary mediums for online content. Pre-recorded videos, such as YouTube videos, mostly tend to be, but also live streams and Instagram stories and things of that nature. And then there's text, which are your blog posts, articles, even Instagram captions, Facebook captions, microblogging in that sense. Audio, which are mainly podcasts, and graphics, which can be infographics or cartoons, any way that you can get your message across through just graphics. That's also another great medium if that's what you're into. So my first tip, again, is to figure out which of those comes most naturally to you and what you enjoy doing, but also what is easiest for you to stay consistent with. So you may love video, but if it feels like a whole production and you're not able to, get everything that you need to do to create a video done on a consistent basis, maybe that's not the platform or the medium for you. So really, you may have to experiment with this, try out a few different mediums to figure out what really works for you, how much time you need to spend if you're creating content in each medium, and really what flows most naturally out of you. Because the primary purpose of creating content is to get your ideas out of your head and out into the world. So whatever form that you feel that they come out most naturally in, if you can really lean into that, your content creation whole process is going to be so much easier because you're just doing exactly what just comes out. So you have an idea and this is how you express it. So if you love writing, if you find it easier that, when you're just typing away, your ideas just flow out of you, then maybe go with that. But like for me, when I sit down in front of my camera, I can talk. I could talk on and on. You guys know, sometimes I tend to go away on little tangents, but for all of us, it's different. So figure out what your primary medium is, that it's easiest for you to put your, not only just your ideas in a very logical sense, but your passion, your feelings, how it is easiest for you to express your personality, because that's how you build connection. And we'll get to building connections in a little bit, but really, how do you present your ideas best to the world? Figure out your medium, your primary medium, and you can obviously use all the different mediums, which I do too, but I know that my primary medium is video. So when I want to create some rich content, when I have a new idea that I want to get out to you guys, the first thing I start with is the video, and then I will let you know also how you can take what you create in your primary medium and then repurpose it. So we'll get there, but figure out your primary medium and that will help you to just let your content flow. My second tip for you is to choose 1 or 2 core platforms that you will be focusing on. So as you know, there are so many different social media platforms, and in addition to that, you can have your own email newsletter, you can have a blog. So there are so many different ways to get your content out into the world. But if you're trying to be everywhere all the time, especially in the beginning when you're just doing this alone, you're a solopreneur and you just want to build an audience and, get your message out there, get your personal brand out there, and you're trying to be everywhere, that can get really overwhelming real quick. And it's just not going to be the most effective use of your time, and you're going to burn out this way. So focus on one or two platforms. And why I say one or two is because the main intention with your content is to build, education and awareness, so your rich content, and to build relationships, so with your social content. So you might do this on the same platform if it supports that. So for example, if you're fully just utilizing Instagram, you can create rich content on IGTV, you can deliver your rich content through your feed posts, and use the same platform to build your relationships with your community. Or you may choose to use something like YouTube or a blog as your rich content platform and build your social connection with your audience either on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. So choosing your platform is going to depend on a few different things. So the first one is, again, the primary medium that you're creating your rich content in. So when you're picking your rich content platform, you want to make sure that that platform really supports that type or that medium of content. So obviously YouTube for video, what can be better, right? So like that, depending on your medium, you want to consider what platforms are best suited for those needs. And then which platform are you most comfortable on? And most importantly, where is your ideal audience? Where's your ideal customer hanging out already? Because you want to go there and create that content for your ideal audience. So if you want to know even more about how to choose your platforms, then check out this video that I did a few weeks ago, where I talk you through exactly how I've chosen my platforms. And my preferred platforms, as you know, are right here on YouTube, and also where I'm most active is on Instagram. So I break that down for you guys in this video, exactly why I chose these platforms and what I think their biggest strengths are. So if you are a video creator especially, then check out that video, because I'm completely breaking down all the different aspects of, YouTube versus Instagram, what's better for you. Tip number 3 is to always come from a place of service. So if all you're trying to do is add value to your audience and give them exactly what they need, then this whole content creation thing becomes super easy, because you're always just focusing on who needs you and just giving them what they need out of you. So how do you do this? First of all, get very clear on your passion, your purpose, the vision of what you're trying to create in your business and through your business, and who you're here to serve. So who is that ideal customer? What are their pain points? What are they going through? What do they need from you? And a really good way to figure this out also is to just ask them. As you're building relationships, you're on your social content platform where you're building one-to-one relationships with your audience, ask them, what do you want to see from me? What content can I give you that's really going to help you with where you're at right now? What are your biggest struggles? So always be in touch with your community and ask them exactly what they want to see from you. Even in the beginning, I know it can be hard. You're not getting a whole lot of responses. You're still attracting your ideal audience. It's a slow process. But once you start creating with even one or two of those people, just really pay attention to exactly what they need from you, and always come from this place of service. Always be showing up to serve them and give them exactly what they need from you. And that's going to make content creation so easy, because you're just answering people's questions. They're telling you exactly what they want to see, and you're just giving that to them. So as long as you come from a place of service and you're putting your priority on delivering value, then this process becomes so much easier. So on that note, I am here to serve you guys, and I want to make sure that the content that I'm creating here on YouTube is exactly what you need. So comment below, exactly what kind of content you want to see from me, and I will make sure that I bring that into my content strategy going forward so that I give you exactly what you need to grow your purpose-led business and the life that you love. Tip number 4 is to brainstorm your content ideas whenever you're feeling inspired. And this is such a huge thing because we're not always in this inspired state. We're not always at our most creative. So when we are feeling that inspiration, it is so important that you take some time to just brain dump and, just give yourself some time to sit down and think about all the different content ideas that you could create, and just have a running list of content ideas that you can always refer back to. Because, we go through these waves of being super inspired and then not so much. And again, will, get a hit of inspiration. So whenever you're on that high point, make sure you're brainstorming and keeping that list going of potential content ideas. And that will help you when you're in those low points and you can't really think of what to create content on, because you always have that list to refer back to. And another thing that is super common is, you get these big ideas when you are feeling inspired, and you get so excited and you want to create your best ideas. You want to put those ideas convert them into content right away, which is great. And I fully support not sitting on your ideas and acting on them right away. But the one caveat that I want to tell you here is, if you tend to hit those slumps where you're not able to think of so many content ideas, then what really helps is to have some of those really exciting, really great ideas sitting in your list that, when you just look at that idea, you get re-inspired even at your low point. So if you find that, you're coming up with some really evergreen kind of content ideas, so things that are going to be relevant no matter when you make the video or whenever you make your piece of content, it's not a time-bound thing. It's always going to be relevant, and you find it super inspiring and something you can get excited around at any time, then hold on to one or two of those ideas for those days when you're in a slump and you just need an idea that you can get excited around so that you can stay consistent. So yes, definitely put most of your great ideas into action right away. But if you find that there are some more evergreen kind of content ideas that you have, consider hanging on to one or two of them for those not so great days. Tip number 5 is to always be repurposing your content. And I know so many people talk about this, but this is important, you guys. You don't want to be, trying to come up with whole new ideas and creating brand new content for all your platforms week after week. That gets really tiring. And not only that, it also dilutes your message. So repurposing your content and kind of repeating the same message over and over is a really good way to build your brand and make it very clear what you stand for and what you're all about. So a really good way to do this is to take those main pieces of rich content that you create, in your primary medium for your core platforms, and then turn it into additional content. So you can take a video, for example, and turn it into a blog post, which is what I do. Every single one of my videos gets turned into a blog post, and it's on my blog on lifewithovi.com. And I also take chunks of those blog posts and use it for my Instagram captions. I also take small pieces of these videos themselves and post them on Instagram and Facebook from time to time. I always am thinking of ways where I can create one piece of rich content and create multiple different smaller pieces of content out of that one big rich piece of content. So you should always be in the habit of thinking multiple ways that you can use the same piece of content to reach more people, to impact more lives, and give value to your audience always through different mediums and platforms, but without overexerting yourself and without spreading yourself too thin and staying true to your message. And a bonus tip for you guys on extending your visibility and growing your visibility is if you're thinking of expanding out onto other platforms. So let's say, in my case, my primary rich content platform is YouTube and my primary social platform is Instagram. But let's say I'm expanding out onto Facebook or Pinterest or Twitter, all of which I have done. And what I'm really trying to do with those is only use them as supplementary platforms. So I'm not putting a lot of focus on creating whole new content for those platforms. I don't create anything new for those platforms. All I do is take my rich content and put little bits, like I said, with the repurposing. I repurpose some of my rich content and put them out there only to grow visibility, only to attract even more new audiences into my tribe, but always direct them back to your primary platforms, which is where you're creating, the most value and building those relationships. So always, focus on building relationships with your audience. And if you're expanding onto other platforms, use them to drive traffic back to your primary platforms. So you can use the repurposing techniques that we talked about to do that, where you're also giving value in a way that's suitable for that platform, but you're giving a clear call to action for that new audience to come back and join you on your primary platform. So speaking of content and coming from a place of service, I have so many upcoming video ideas for you guys on how to make this whole content creation process and building a purpose-driven business a whole lot more enjoyable and easy and flowy for you guys. So let me know if this is something you're into. Let me know if you're excited about this content or what you would like to see more of from me by liking this video or leaving me a comment below. And let me know what your thoughts are on the direction that my business is moving in, which is more focused on content marketing, and really not content marketing for the sake of marketing, but really focusing on how you can use this to build a purpose-led business so that what you're doing truly fills you up and makes you feel fulfilled and happy, and you can use your business as a vehicle to build that life that you love. So that's the direction that I'm moving towards. So let me know if you guys are excited for that or what your thoughts are by leaving me a comment below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you share it with a friend who could also use these tips. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I can't wait to hear from you. Connect with me on Instagram. I am always connecting with my audience on Instagram and giving even more daily tips and tricks and talking to you guys one-on-one to figure out exactly what you need. So come join me on Instagram, especially if you have some feedback. I would love to hear it. But other than that, you guys, I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.